salmon sperm facial with salmon sperm injected into my face.
Oh my God, bro. Oh, hell no, man.
I flew to Korea and got salmon sperm injected into my face.
Why? Why would you do that? There's no good explanation for it. It's just, why? You know? I'd rather age like spoiled milk than to get salmon sperm injected into my face.
Hollywood celebrities are paying up to $1,000 a session and injecting salmon sperm into their faces. Jennifer Aniston does it every 2 months. Kim K put it on national television. And not a single person who's tried it has come out saying they regret it. So what exactly is going on? And why are we all just fine with this? If you're new here and this is your kind of content, hit subscribe. It genuinely makes a difference. Now, back to the salmon sperm.
I go to Beverly Hills every 2 months and I inject salmon sperm in my face.
That's good, I heard. I'm gonna do that. I actually am, I swear, I swear.
You're the first person to not call me weird for doing that. It's good for you.
It's good for you.
Yes.
It is.
Spell rumors. I love this. A salmon sperm facial. I did. That is true.
It's wild, doesn't it? Because we did some regeron, which is salmon DNA or salmon sperm, as some people call it. It's supposed to give glowing glass skin. So we'll see how it goes. I'm like super nervous about the bumps, but I guess we'll see how long these bumps do last and if I get, you know, the glass skin in 8 days.
Salmon sperm on your face? Ew. Okay, I did it. Let's talk about it. I injected it into my under eyes because I have some thin, crepey skin, a little bit of hollowing, a little bit of discoloration. I'm a week out. I have makeup on because I still have some bruises. But overall, I feel like it's added some hydration and really helped with that hollow appearance under my eye. I mean, I've never had under eye fillers, PRP, PRF, Easy Gel, any of that stuff because I don't usually love the way that looks. But this I can get on board with.
Did you know that is really good for your skincare? Seriously, it's been proven to improve collagen production, elasticity. It's got anti-aging attributes.
Day 3 update on my salmon sperm microneedling. So today, the difference that I felt was, it felt like my skin was a little more dry, and I looked at my post-procedural instructions and it did say that your skin can potentially appear darker and then flake off. So my skin is flaking off in certain areas. It says don't pick at it. I'm not, I'm just touching it. But I am applying, I started to apply all of the skincare products that I usually use. So including one which is an oil, and that feels really, really good, especially with the dry skin to slough off.
Guys, I got salmon sperm injected under my eyes and it was 3 weeks ago. This is what I'm currently looking like. I actually can't believe it. There is no filter or anything here, but as you can see, I literally don't really have any dark circles under my eyes. And I was really skeptical about this kind of thing because obviously when someone says they're going to inject salmon sperm under your eyes, and there has been mixed reviews. However, I actually fully love the results and I've only had 1 session. They say that to get the full results from it, you have to have the full 3 sessions.
So I wanted to give a quick update. I had my salmon sperm facial like all over my face about a month ago, and I wasn't sure whether I was seeing results. Like my skin does look a little bit more like plump and looks a little bit better, but I don't know whether I'm just like thinking that it does or whether it actually does. I do notice that I haven't been wearing as much concealer lately, which usually I pile it on because I have really bad under eye circles. But even that, I'm like, is it because I'm slightly tanned from the summer? Or is it because the salmon sperm facial? I'm not sure. I guess I will wait another month and see if I can see like anything like, I would like to see like these lines right here, like kind of plump up a little bit more. I don't know.
Does getting salmon sperm injected into your under eyes actually make dark circles and eye bags look any better? My friend Rosie got polynucleotide injections and I went with her from start to finish to see if it actually made a difference. For full disclosure, this was originally gifted to me and I said, can my friend Rosie do it? Because she's always sending me photos of her under eyes. And they said yes, so whilst it is gifted, you will see that it's not biased. The first thing he did was numb the area. Rosie said this wasn't too painful, although of course it is still an uncomfortable thing to do. She had 4 treatments, which is why she's wearing different clothes in each of these clips, but it's just to give you an idea of what happens and how it looks after you have the injection. We both agree, even though there isn't a lot of downtime, it's not exactly how you would want to look if you're going back to the office, but each to their own. When it comes to the results, 6 months and even a year out of this treatment and 4 sessions, Rosie doesn't really feel they look any different, to be honest. I've personally seen mixed results from this. I don't think it would be my go-to recommendation.
Flew to Korea and got salmon sperm injected into my face, so I'm obviously taking you with me.
All right, let's get one thing understood. First things first, I'm not going nowhere with you. You don't lost your motherfucking mind. Secondly, I do have a question though. How are they extracting that? Like, who discovered that? Somebody went and grabbed a whole ass salmon and said, you know what would probably be good for my face? Sperm. Specifically from this fish. I don't get it. I don't get it. Who comes up with this? Where do you even get these ideas from? Like, we got Proactive. We got Proactive. We have soap and water. Okay, and you got Neutrogena. You know what I'm saying? Like, none of that's enough. None of that is enough. We have to go and find an animal and go get its sperm. That's the only thing that's going to work. Like, I just want my salmon 1 of 3 ways. Fried, baked, or grilled. I do not want horny salmon.
And honestly, same. The initial reactions say everything about where our heads were when this first started going round. Pure disgust, pure confusion, and yet somehow the people asking the most questions are the same ones booking appointments 3 weeks later.
There's this skin treatment that you can have done that will completely rejuvenate your skin. It's going to change the texture of your face. It's going to give you a glow. It's going to encourage collagen production. It basically just like makes you look like that girl, but it's a little unorthodox. And I've always been interested in it because like I've heard about it online. And I just found out that it has arrived to Paris. My doctor in Paris is now offering the service. And so we need to talk about it. I am talking about salmon sperm injections. Listen, does it sound insane? Yes. Look at these results. Look at these results. I've seen a couple videos on TikTok of people showing the exact process. And I'm like, okay, that looks unreal. Like Kim Kardashian does it. So you know it's got to be good, right?
If you're going to post fake before and afters, I'm going to come for you. There is a specific well-known aesthetics clinic that has been posting befores and afters of polynucleotide injections or the salmon sperm injections, which were, to say the least, not really telling the truth about how far on the patient was in their journey. Polynucleotides do not create volume. They're an injectable gel made from polymerized DNA fragments, usually from a fish like salmon or trout, and they stimulate fibroblasts, which are the cells that are responsible for the production of elastin and collagen. They do not create volume. However, because of the consistency and because it's a gel, there will be a bit of volumization or swelling post-treatment. That is not the treatment endpoint. Back to my story. So this clinic was basically posting these befores and afters that were using not even a full dose, but a partial dose to increase the volume for the photos. They tricked a lot of patients into having these treatments. Anyway, they hadn't posted some of these befores and afters for some time, and now I've recently seen another post, but they've caveated it this time, saying that actually this is the immediate post-treatment swelling. It's really odd to me that you would choose to show a false result because your patients are going to be unhappy and they're never going to come back to you. But also, what does that say about your knowledge about the treatment? Say about how much you care about retaining your patients? What does it say about the practitioners and the product that you're using if you have to lie to get patients?
And there it is. Buried underneath the shock value and the before and afters, there are actually people in this space trying to have a real conversation. The problem is that voice never goes viral. I flew to Korea and injected salmon sperm into my face video does.
Here's another fad, the salmon skin booster facial. And Kim Kardashian is promoting it for med spa. Wow, give me a break. I don't know if it's truly available, but I'm not so sure I'd be injecting salmon into my skin, Bill. It sounds too crazy.
It is too crazy, but it's the classic, it's the Kardashian media technique, right?
Right.
The quote, I got a salmon sperm facial. How many clicks are you going to get for that?
Ladies, y'all have got to stop DMing me about injecting sperm into your faces, especially that of a fish. What part of this sounds like a good idea to you? Because a celebrity did it? If that's a medical standard, then we're all What even is a skin booster? This is a word made up by an industry desperate to make a buck off of your desperation to stay young. And the fact that y'all would even consider this is quite unattractive. There are already reports of complications from these injections on threads on Reddit and the internet. Things like permanent red nodules, lumps and bumps, long-term swelling. If you're trying to boost your own collagen, stick to living clean, lift some weights, do your microneedling, the occasional laser or a peel. These are the most natural ways to boost the collagen in your skin. Not by injecting salmon semen under your face.
Will the viral salmon sperm DNA facial have your skin swimming in the fountain of youth? I'm a 40-year-old board-certified dermatologist, and is this anti-aging treatment the latest and greatest, newest thing, or is it just fishy business? Because at the end of the day, they're injecting salmon sperm under your skin. Or are they? It's actually not. And that's why viral stuff on TikTok suck. It's polynucleotides that are extracted from salmon DNA. And guess what? Every living organism has polynucleotides, but salmon was specifically picked because it is the most biocompatible with you and me, human beings. Because it was called salmon sperm, everyone jumped on the bandwagon. But are there benefits? Potentially. And this is where it does get interesting, because it has been potentially shown to stimulate fibroblasts, produce collagen, keep your skin hydrated, etc. But the studies are not comprehensive. And so, while everything great was once new, is everything new-ish great? Only time will tell.
And that right there is the part nobody wants to sit with, because it's easier to watch the glory before and after than to ask who actually benefits when something like this goes viral. We'll come back to that.
If you're looking for an alternative to tear trough filler and you're somebody like me with really dark circles and really...
So this is a hard pass for me, and here's why. So this is salmon sperm DNA that people have been doing as part of their facials in Asia, and I've seen it trending for a bit. The claim is that the extracted DNA contains polydeoxyribonucleotide, which is known for its ability to promote cell regeneration, boost skin repair, and improve the skin's overall elasticity and texture. However, we're talking about injecting it and not using it topically on the skin. And even though it may have been used in Asia for some time, this is not a procedure that is currently approved by Health Canada or the FDA. And for that, there would need to be rigorous testing to prove safety and efficacy. And if you go to a spa or another place to get this done, you don't know exactly what is being injected. If there are impurities or other things mixed in, you could have an allergic reaction, develop an infection, or other side effect. So please don't jump on a trend. Think about what you're getting done to your face and who is doing it. Anytime we're injecting things into your skin, under the skin, it's a medical procedure with possible serious complications.
Salmon sperm facials. Should you do it or not? Now, I personally am very intrigued by the salmon sperm facial phenomenon that we're seeing. Salmon sperm facial are made up of polynucleotides that are taken from salmon. And the thought is by injecting them into the skin, it helps stimulate collagen production. It can minimize texture. It can make your skin appear more glowing. However, the problem with this, in the United States in particular, is that salmon sperm is not FDA approved. What that means is you, as a doctor, can lose your license for injecting salmon sperm. In addition, there isn't standardization of the salmon sperm. So you don't really know where it's coming from and if it's consistently processed in the same way. I would be very hesitant and very careful about injecting an unknown substance in the skin. The skin is highly sensitive and highly reactive. This can actually end up causing scarring or some permanent issues with the skin in people who have hypersensitivity of their skin. I would not recommend doing this in the United States and would wait until we have more data and until there's more standardization of this facial.
Here's what I keep coming back to. Salmon sperm facials, or polynucleotide treatments, if you are being technical about it, have been used in Asia and in wound healing research since the 1980s. This isn't some fringe experiment someone cooked up in a lab last year. The science has existed for decades. What changed is who started talking about it and where. The moment Kim K said it on the Kardashians, the moment Jennifer Aniston mentioned it in an interview, it didn't just become a trend. it became a permission slip. And that's the part of this conversation I think we keep skipping over. We talk about these beauty trends like they emerge organically, like one day a treatment just goes viral because the results were undeniable. But that's not what happened here. What happened here is that a procedure that was sitting quietly in Korean and European clinics got attached to a celebrity name, got a provocative nickname, and then got fed into the TikTok algorithm. And now clinics in Beverly Hills are charging $1,000 a session, and people are flying to Seoul for a treatment that isn't even FDA approved in the United States.
A trend that's blowing up on social media right now is salmon sperm facials, and some people are actually even injecting salmon sperm into the skin as a form of dermal filler. Now, I don't really care if you have a facial with salmon sperm because fine, give it a shot. I don't think it's going to do anything that significant based off of what I've seen. But please, for God's sakes, do not get salmon sperm injected into your face. Let's start with the fact that this can be tremendously dangerous because what happens is that salmon DNA that exists in the injected material is not going to react well with your body. It might create some scar tissue to help lift things, but it can be catastrophic at the end of the day, because it can cause a severe immune reaction. So if somebody offers you a salmon sperm injection, I suggest you run the other direction and maybe in the direction of my office.
I have two problems with polynucleotides. The first is that they're so hyped up at the moment that both patients and practitioners alike forget that the results are never going to mimic surgery, laser resurfacing, or even filler treatments. The second problem is that polynucleotides gently coax and encourage collagen production, so you're never going to see results overnight. Instead, we're looking at around 3 to maybe 4 months after a course of treatment, which in the grand scheme of better skin health is actually pretty good. So, what's the solution? The first thing is to avoid following trends for the sake of following trends. And the second is to make sure that you find a practitioner who's going to be giving you realistic expectations rather than going in for a quick sell.
And I want to be clear, I'm not saying it doesn't work. Some of the results in those clips were genuinely impressive. The dermatologists who spoke carefully about it weren't dismissing it entirely. They were saying the studies aren't comprehensive yet. That's a meaningful distinction. There's a difference between this is dangerous nonsense and we don't have enough data to be recommending this at scale. But here's what we've normalized. The idea that if a celebrity does it and looks good, that's sufficient evidence. That's the leap you're making. Kim K did it. Therefore, it's safe. Therefore, I should book 3 sessions. That's not a medical standard. That's a marketing pipeline dressed up as personal testimony. And this is where the social media piece becomes impossible to ignore because the clips we just watched aren't neutral. They are content. The person flying to Korea is filming it. The under-eye update at 3 weeks is a post. The before and after is a reel. And the algorithm rewards all of it equally. The person who loved it, the person who wasn't sure. The doctor raising red flags because engagement is engagement and none of it comes with a fact check. So what ends up happening? The spectacular results get shared. Then I'm not sure if I'm actually seeing a difference or if it's just a summertime video gets buried. The doctor warning about immune reactions gets fewer views than the influencer going, okay, I actually can't believe this. Not because people are stupid, but because that's how the feed works. What we've built is a system where the beauty industry doesn't need to advertise anymore. They just need one celebrity, one TikTok cycle, and a price point that feels just accessible enough to make you feel like you're in on something. And before any long-term data exists, before any regulatory body has signed off, thousands of people are injecting an unstandardized substance into their faces because the internet said so. And look, I'm not standing here telling you what to do with your body. People should have access to whatever treatments they choose. But I do think there's something worth naming in the fact that we've gotten so used to this cycle that we don't even clock it anymore. Vampire facials, bee venom, placenta masks, gold leaf, fish eggs, and now salmon sperm. Each one gets its moment. Each one has its celebrity. Each one has its wave of TikTok testimonials. And then the next one comes and we move on. And nobody really tallies up what any of it cost us, financially or otherwise. Because here's the thing about this specific trend. The reason there are no regret stories isn't necessarily because it works perfectly every time. It's because we're still in the hype cycle. The people raising concerns about permanent nodules and long-term swelling, they're on Reddit threads, not in trending videos. The doctor who said run in the other direction, his clip got laughed at in the comments. We've created a beauty culture where the burden of proof runs backwards, where something has to be proven harmful before we slow down, rather than proven safe before we scale up. And social media didn't create that pressure, but it has amplified it in a way that no previous generation of beauty trends ever experienced. So yes, salmon sperm facials are the new thing, and they might genuinely be a good thing for some people. under the right conditions with a qualified doctor. But the conversation we're not having, the one that got drowned out by the before and afters and the Korean vlogs, is about who we've let set the standard for what we put in our faces. And the answer, increasingly, is not doctors, it's not regulators, it's not long-term studies, it's whoever posted last.
From what I understand, it puts life back into your face, and I feel like now that I'm 36 years old, that's the type of thing that I want in my life. It's not painful, and get this, it's only 350 euros per session. I guess you have to do it 3 times. She said you have to do it 3 to 4 times every 3 weeks to like get the full results, and you can either do your whole face or under the eyes and like around the mouth.
If you've made it this far, I appreciate you watching. Let me know what you think in the comments. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for more content like this. Creators' handles are in the description box below, so go give them some support. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.